I hope everyone has been doing well for the week. We're going to dive into our midweek energy update, see what's going on, what's been happening. Some people, I think, are feeling a little bit tense, perhaps, because I saw before I got on here a lot of just look like tranquility, like someone like sitting upon the waves and like that, you know, that lull that you get when the waves are going back and forth and like the sounds of the ocean. And I saw like the Larimar crystal, right? If you have that, I think it's like that native stone to the Dominican Republic, but lots of like that peace. Like fluid motion, like energy like that. So I hope if you haven't been getting tranquil rest, I hope that you can find some moments to do that. And if you can't get near ocean or waves, even like listen to like a meditation, like maybe that has that like sound music. I use Insight Timer. I use the free version of the Insight Timer app, and there's like a ton of those on there. But see if you can get a couple of minutes where you're like in some kind of like a deep needed rest, right? So we're going to pull mermaids and dolphins today and see what we get. Okay, so, well, I already said it, but yes, you need rest. That's the first card that came out with the dolphin and mermaid deck. Here is a baby mermaid resting. You've been working hard. Take a nap and get some rest. They really want us to lean into that rest energy. I think some of us are you resistant to rest, right? Like maybe you have a couple moments that you could be resting, but you're like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to dive into this other project. I'm guilty of doing that. I'm guilty of having a couple of free moments and being like, you know what? I'm going to repaint my kitchen. So they're trying to advise you against that and letting you know that it could be a time to have just like a break and a mindful moment. Okay, so rest up. Next one that we're getting from the mermaid is alchemy. You have the Midas touch right now, and every project you begin turns to gold. Okay, some of you are doing some projects, some side hustles, or you've got some like ideas, maybe like a book that's been in your head or a song that's been in your head that you're hoping to get out there, or a poem, whichever. But it's a good time for you to undertake that, because that will it's a great manifestation time for you. In the collective, it's a good time for you to move forward with your dreams and your desires. Okay, so think about if you have that something that you've been hoping to do for a while. Now could be a good time for you to dive into it. Okay, so especially if it's I just keep picturing people with like side hustles that they're hoping will eventually, you know, become profitable or you know, just be successful. However you gauge success, doesn't have to be monetary means. Okay. Now we're going to pull some tarot and see what else the guides want to tell us. If you are new here, welcome. Thanks for listening. Do consider liking and subscribing to this. I'd appreciate it. Okay. These cards are very thick. I've not used these before. I've had them for quite some time. One of my aunts got these for me. They're beautiful. This is the Ethereal Visions Tarot deck. Beautiful art on these. We'll take a look at these. Okay. So are you having your tarot tower moment? What does that mean? Here's the tower. Have you been having a moment where it feels like everything's hitting the ground, like it's burned into the ground? Could be global, right? But this I think relates to you personally. Yes, that's what I hear in my head. They're talking about you personally. What has that been feeling like for you? Do you feel like, I feel like some people, it's the tower and everything's coming to the ground, but it's like that's almost like the reset that you needed, or you are going to use that to manifest something else that's going to really help you move forward, right? Like it had to come to a close or something like that. Like it had to just go haywire in order for you to like open your eyes to something else. So I think some people are in that energy. So yes, it seems like, oh gosh, everything's being shooken up. And if you listen to my reading for the week on Sunday, I will link it at the end of this, the video link. But that came up. That storm card came up where it showed you like you're in a stormy moment. So I think that there's some more of that. But it sounds like it's for your best benefit, even like as it's happening, if that makes sense. So it's less of like something that's really gonna cause you to feel like frozen. I don't think so. I feel like you're not gonna be like have that frozen energy. You're gonna be able to push forward very quickly too. Now again, I encourage you to listen to Sunday's reading. Take a pause on this if you have not, because it is the same. Some of these are the same exact cards I got last week too, which is the Queen of Wands, which we had. You have a lot of warmth, a lot of nurturing. You've got a sharp backbone to you though. This card almost reminds me of the energy of like my mom, who's like a warm, kind, generous, loving person, but she's from Italy, and so she's spicy. She's got a backbone. She's strong. So she's got that strong energy, but she's also got that nurturing energy. So that it may describe you too. That grounded energy. You could see you've got the lions up here, right, as well. So there is a true strength to you. Now, again, this could be it doesn't matter if you're male, female, however you identify. It's just those elements, right? Okay, so that's true if you're new to reading tarot and like you're not sure and you're picking up some cards that maybe the art looks inherently masculine or by the nature of the title of the card, like the Emperor, right, or something like that, or the Hierophant. That doesn't matter. It just look for the attributes, not necessarily like the image, right, on the card. So that might help you make sense if you're ferreting out your own reads or you're new to tarot. Now, that being said, the energy of this Eight of Wands, it feels like a lot of things are coming at you from a lot of different ways. Like, could be, for some people, I think it's like just a lot of like things, like a lot of things to do, right? Or like a lot of tasks. I see people with like memo pads with like things written down, like I got to do this, I got to do that. Like, so the brain's going a lot. But I think for other people, it's like too many people offering their feedback or their opinion. Or this could be you. If you're someone who has like a lot of great ideas, but you have like a lot of great ideas, right? That's the alchemy card we have before. Pick one. Pick one for now. Then you can move on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. But otherwise, that was the same kind of energy. Like there's just like too many things coming at you at once. Too many things going on at once. See if you can just pick the one thing for now. Instead of, being all over. Okay? That being said, there is again the Empress, that nurturing energy. If you feel that you need this, ask for Mother Mary to come embrace you in her warm energy, right? Mother Mary is an excellent guide to work with because she's not actually very judgmental. I think some people sometimes get a little bit fearful if they haven't worked with her before, but she's just the angelic guide who really makes us feel like we have that mother energy about us, right? So if we feel like maybe you don't have your mom with you any longer, or you feel like you've never had that real mothering that you've needed, you can ask her to hold you up and to embrace you. I feel like some of us really need that. Some of you need this message right now to feel that embrace. So I hope you take a moment and stop and ask for that. And see if you can feel, that warmth around you. Okay, some people need that. You need that nurturing. That being said, if you feel like you just need more Empress energy at you, just some quick ways you can do that. Plant a flower in your garden, or just pick up some flowers at the store and have them out in your house so you can see them. But so grab a bouquet, right? Have them out. But so those are some simple ways to connect to your Empress energy. But yeah, think about the divine feminine for the midweek. Now, I'd have to refresh myself, but no, we didn't have the Six of Pentacles. I thought we also had the Six of Pentacles. We did not. We had a lot of Pentacle cards last week, but this is our Six of Pentacles is our next message. Some people are coming into a windfall, right? That was like last week's message we heard. If that is you, or you've come upon a windfall, think about how you can help others in a way that is fair, that is equitable. This may not be, again, it may not be monetary resources. It could just be like your time or your knowledge. And so think about how you can share those with others who could use your help and assistance. And I feel like you intuitively know, who those people are or what it is that you could do. Okay. And then our next one is the Seven of Pentacles. And your guides just want to let you know that they understand that you've been planting seeds right now, that you've really been manifesting. Perhaps you've been manifesting for a long time. Maybe this is the seventh, maybe 7 months, maybe 7 years. Maybe you've really been working for a long time to manifest something, and you're just about finished, right? You're at the point where you're not like actively expending a lot of energy on it. You're taking a break from it. You're like, you know what? I think I got all of my ducks in a row. I think I have all of my plans right now. I'm going to let this marinate for a minute or two. I'm going to let it, just season, knowing that I've planted enough seeds, and I'm just going to watch this thing grow. So you're at this stage where you're not actively putting in a lot of energy towards this project. You're just watching it grow. Again, it connects with the alchemy card that we got in the beginning, which is that you've got the touch right now. You definitely do. This is a good time for those of us who are listening in the community to watch what we have really been working on manifest and take flight. And I'm going to leave us with one final card from our guides to move forward. And so for good messages, though. I hope you're finding ways to get your rest on. I feel like I just am waiting for a little bit of warmer, better weather because I like to rest on my hammock and just read books. So our final message is to pay attention. Notice repetitious signs in your inner guidance, as this can yield valuable information. Again, if you didn't listen to the Sunday reading, please go back and take a look if you have some time. But it's really what I talked about was like the karmic cycles that we're in sometimes, especially for those of us who are missing some red flags, right? Maybe it's in a new job, maybe it's in a new love, or whatever it is that you have been putting your energy towards. But some of you are in a loop, right? And just all that means is that a lot of times we think we're done with someone or something, maybe a job, and we're like, I've learned my lesson. I'm not doing that again. I got all this great wisdom from it. But you are tested again, right? Because sometimes our guides, the universe wants to test us again. So sometimes it'll be with a different person or a different place or a different job, but you end up in the same scenario. You may even say to yourself like, oh my God, this again, or oh my God, you again. And then sometimes it's just, they're just testing us. Yeah. To see if we're done with that part of our karma, and we've got growth from it and we can move on to the next thing and the next thing. Can you handle it? Yes, absolutely. That's why you're here. That's why you've chosen to take upon this contract in this lifetime, in this body, in this space, in this time, right? Yes, this time. Because you know that you have what it is to complete those things, right? Easier said than done. So, final message. Pay attention. Pay attention. Look for the signs, right? Not a great time to make impulsive decisions. It's a good time to rest, right? In that respite, in that deep rest, that's when our intuition is really activated. right? Messages your guides want to get to you, ancestor messages, all these things, they come out during rest. It's very difficult to listen to your intuition and your guides if you're going 100 miles an hour all the time, every day, right? And if someone is trying to, and so sometimes this happens, like, especially like at, like, I'm thinking of some workplaces I've worked at where it's like high energy, and like you don't have a lot of time to rest. You're just like reactive all the time because that's how they're keeping you at work, right? And like, so like people are discouraging you from the rest that you need, then it's when you need to lean into it even more, right? So think about ways that you can get good rest. Okay, I hope everyone has a great rest of the week, and I'll touch base with you all later. Have a good one.